Alright guys, it's Kai. We're going to talk about potting soil today. Did you know that you can make your own potting soil at home with a few products and make a bigger volume than you can buy at the stores? It's really simple, and there's just a few ingredients that you need. So first of all, you need vermiculite, which we have in here, and I'll show this to you. Maybe, if I get this open. Vermiculite. Then you can have some coconut coir, but we use sphagnum peat moss. So we got peat moss, we got organic matter, got 2 bags of topsoil, a wheelbarrow, and some of my favorite stuff right here. This is black cow manure. This is great for adding good fertilizer to your plants, especially since they're in a contained environment. So the first thing we're going to do is get our wheelbarrow here, and I do recommend you could do a big plastic tote if you want to. If you don't have a wheelbarrow, I like doing the wheelbarrow because it just can hold more, but you can do this different ways. Just the amount you use will vary depending on the size of your container. The nice thing is this is about, right now in the store I've got it for about $14.99. And usually just 1 bag of potting soil, depending on what you get, is runs around $7 to $8. And sometimes you don't know what's in it. I know some people like Miracle-Gro, but you can essentially make your own Miracle-Gro potting soil with this, which makes it really nice.
And what's really nice when you're making your own, you can choose what kind of things you want to add for nutrients to the soil. Like a lot of times we'll add the bone meal, the blood meal, a little bit of kelp, and then maybe an all-purpose fertilizer if we're mixing it up for all types of plants throughout the garden.
Got a quarter of that bag, and then we're going to go ahead and take this warm water. It's just easier to work with. And this was just half full. Then we're going to slowly work this in.
And another thing you can do is you can open your bag to the side if you want to, where you're laying it flat, and make a little hole and then put water in there, so it's going to soak that water up. So that way you'll have it pre-moistened. It'll make it a little bit easier when you're trying to mix this stuff up.
Then we're going to go ahead and introduce 1 bag of topsoil. This is some I just get at Menards for a couple bucks. And then we'll only use a half a bag of this. And then we'll use about a quarter of this. Then I'll only use about a quarter of this as well.
And this bag that he's got also does have some of the manure already in with the soil. And by adding the vermiculite and the sphagnum, it's going to help with water retention, especially if you're going through a drought. Most of your states are going through droughts right now. Makes it really hard when you're trying to raise food for your family and everything, and you know, with the water restrictions that you may only be watering maybe once a week, and then depending on whatever happens throughout the week. And so you kind of hope for those good little rain showers in between. And of course we do have rain barrels, and we strongly encourage that. But when you're watering a lot and you have a big garden, it doesn't take long to go through 5 or 6 rain barrels either, so you want to keep that in mind.
Now when I looked at this, I got quite a bit of peat moss in here, but I'm not quite happy this time around. So I may not have added enough to it. And you can kind of tell because it should be blending really well with your dirt. And I got mostly dirt and compost. So what we'll do is everything's a little wet. We'll just add a little bit more. The vermiculite always goes last.
And once again, you're adding this stuff to your soil because you want to help with the water retention. That way you're not going to have to water near as often. And
water
then
retention is so key, especially with most of the United States still in a drought.
And then you want to remember to heavily mulch. Anywhere from 4 to 9 inches is what they recommend. You can remember over time that's going to keep on sinking down, and you may have to keep adding mulch. And depends on what kind you want to use. Straw, hay, whatever you use.
This is 2 quarts of vermiculite. We're only use half of this for the start.
And if you're doing this and it's kind of windy out, make sure you're wearing a mask, because you really don't want to breathe that stuff. Once he gets this all good to go, he'll be able to use this in flower pots, raised beds, right in the ground if he's doing no-till gardening. He'll be able to use it in small planters, any type of pots that he's going to do, little plants inside there if he's planting herbs or anything like that. It's going to be a good all-purpose mix that he can use for most of his plants. And you can even actually use it with your house plants. About the only difference is most of the time when they mix up potting soil for house plants, they will use perlite instead of the vermiculite. I don't remember really what the difference was. It's not a whole lot, but we like to keep vermiculite around because we do so much with gardening and so much with trying to grow food.
And so when you're done, it should look like this. You should see vermiculite in it. It's got a nice mixture of peat moss, dirt, manure. That's all ready to go. And then, like I said, this here is a wheelbarrow full of dirt, of potting soil. We probably spent maybe $10 worth of material, but we've got about 2.5 times more. And we know what's in the soil based on the stuff we buy, instead of just trusting brands that say potting soil. We truly don't know what is in there, so we like making our own. But that concludes today's video. If you have any questions, please drop the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gardening, and we'll catch you soon. Peace.
Make sure you tell your friends about Kai Dragon Gardening. It's like gardening with fire. And don't be melancholy. You're in the garden. We love you.